How's everybody doing out there? How is everybody doing? Uh, First and foremost, peace to my brother Philly Dom. He did a good live last night. Um, he had me and some other people let everybody know what's going on in the city of New York. This live is about the violence that's erupting right now in the city of New York. Plus, that you have a lot of people from Jamaica that come here and live with their families, and they've been unaliving their family members. So the hold on for a minute. So this video is going to be about how bad New York City is, and there's a lot of people from Jamaica that coming here, living with their families, and they're snapping out and they're unaliving their family members. I got some stuff right here. Just listen to this brother right here.
Here we go again. Welcome back to SoFlo TV again, everybody. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, please, and let's get right into this story. We just did a story not too long ago about a Jamaican landlord that lives in the US who killed everybody in the house, including his two tenants downstairs and his girlfriend upstairs, before turning himself into the police. This happened in New York. It's something about New York that's going on in Jamaicans that I don't know what, because here comes another story. And the headline for this story says, 4 stabbed to death, including a girl that is 11 years old and a boy that was 12 years old, by a relative. And the relative was fatally shot by NYPD cops outside a burning Queens, New York home. I saw the story broke yesterday, and I didn't think it had anything to do with Jamaicans. I just thought typical news in the United States of America. I mean, the US is huge, 50 states, right? And there's always something going on all over the place. So I didn't pay much attention to it until this morning, when I realized that it is actually attached to Jamaica. So check it out. From the US, according to Daily News, written by Rebecca White, this is what went down. It says a crazed attacker fatally stabbed 4 relatives, including an 11-year-old girl and a 12-year-old boy, and then they wounded 2 NYPD police officers before they shot him to death outside of his family's burning Queens home Sunday morning, according to the police. Cops raced to the home the home was located on Beach 22nd Street near Elk Drive in Far Rockaway.
I don't know what's going on with the Jamaicans that's coming over here with their families, and they're unaliving them. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know what type of mental issues they're having, but they seem to be coming here and living with their families, and they're just unaliving everybody. They're just unaliving everybody. I'm going to put the link if anybody wants to come in and say their piece. But I don't know what to say. I really don't know what to say. But they're coming in and they're killing their family members. For what? I don't know. But we're going to finish listening to it.
Here we go again. Here, police officers responding to a call. He stabbed one of the cops in the neck and in the chest area. And the other one, he stabbed him in the head before one of them, a 28-year NYPD veteran, identified by a source as Edmund Desio, opened fire and fatally shot him. So obviously their first intention was not to harm him or kill him. They're probably trying to figure out what's going on here. And if he looks like just a deranged person who was close in the area, you don't want to kill somebody who didn't have anything to do with this. Plus, we need more answers. So they were obviously wrestling with him, and he got the better of them, stabbed one police officer in the neck.
I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know why is this going on. What's the problem with them doing this? But New York City has become a violent place. New York City went back to 1970 and 1980 all over again, even the early 90s. It's not a safe place to live no more. I was born. Gay, good morning. What's going on? How you doing, Donna? It's not a good place like it used. You know, it's just not a good place right now. First of all, the migrants are getting all the perks that, you know, the people in New York City and in America, period, are not getting. I remember when we had, this so-called virus, and they was giving everybody checks. You know, everybody got a check. I think it was like every week or whatever, we was getting these stimulus checks. And then they had a plan that they was supposed to come out to give everybody $1,500 a month for, so true, $1,500 a month for 6 months to a year. We was supposed to get to help us out. And then they turn around and take the money from the Americans. Then they give it to other countries, and then they give it to the migrants. So, because I'm a public safety officer, I deal with a lot of homeless people in the streets. I deal with a lot of homeless veterans. I even deal with a lot of hard-working people who live paycheck to paycheck. And these people right now are not happy of what's going on in New York City and in America, period. The crime rate in New York City has at its all-time high. I got some stuff here. Hold
now
on.
to a murder mystery in Queens, where police discovered 3 bodies inside a house in South Jamaica. But as CBS 2's Jessica Moore reports, we're learning 2 of the people may have been unintended victims.
A flurry of police activity outside this home on 155th Street Friday night after a 911 call about an unconscious woman inside.
Police came. First of all, they find 1 dead body. Then, like another 30 minutes later, when they search whole the house, then they find another 2 bodies in the basement.
Police found 22-year-old Varshana Malcolm in an upstairs bedroom, bound with an electrical cord and duct tape, with stab wounds to her chest and neck. In the basement, police found Malcolm's aunt, Carlene Barnett, and her cousin, Devin Brightly, both with multiple stab wounds. Police say all the victims had been dead for about 72 hours by the time they were discovered.
It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't imagine something like that happening to that family. It's a sad situation. Very, very sad. People gotta lose their life like that for nothing.
This case has stumped police from the very beginning. Originally, they thought it was a murder-suicide, but quickly ruled that out. And then over the weekend, they took a man into custody for questioning, thinking they had found their suspect, but quickly determined that he had nothing to do with the 3 murders. Stunned neighbors now say they're terrified and heartbroken.
Very uncomfortable. I'm moving out. I'm actually moving out.
We're good people.
And this is what's going on around New York City. They're saying 400 people a day that live in New York City is leaving because of the violence. When you start attacking police officers and the police officers won't fight back and they're being beat up, and even if the perpetrators are being caught, the judges are letting them out either the next day or the same day. Hey, what's up, Rock? That's crazy. That what's up, Rocky? That's crazy. How are you attacking law enforcement agencies, law enforcement officers, and you are getting out either a couple hours later or you get out the next day and nothing's being done? Nothing's being done. Nothing. But I have more for you. This is horrible what goes on in this city.
On the subway, that is an issue that continues to be the top of mind for most New Yorkers.
Now, new NYPD data shows felony transit crimes are on the rise. Briella Tomasetti in Herald Square with details this morning. Briella, what's happening?
Yeah, Rosanna and Bianca, good morning to the both of you. The problem really just seems to be getting worse and worse, and part of the solution is said to be getting people back to the transit system. The mayor says changing that entire perception of crime. Well, before the pandemic, about 6 million people rode the subways every day. Now we're hovering at around 3.7 million passengers a day. City and state officials are hoping that more cops and more cameras will heighten their sense of security, but all these riders don't quite feel that way. Police have released new surveillance video of the man wanted for allegedly robbing and then stabbing a subway commuter who offered him a cigarette. At around 10 o'clock last Tuesday evening, investigators say the 34-year-old victim was riding a southbound F train approaching the Herald Square 34th Street station when the suspect, seen here wearing all black and a baseball cap with white lettering, asks for a smoke. The victim went to pull out a cigarette and the suspect...
Let me tell you something, man. It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand. New York is crazy. Yeah, New York is crazy. And this is where I work at. But I actually got transferred up to Bryant Park because I didn't want to deal with this no more. I didn't want to deal with this no more. This is how bad New York City is right now. You can't look at nobody the wrong way. You can't ask for the time. The brother, slickly asked him for a cigarette, and when he went to go get the cigarette, he got attacked. Death wish. Yeah, Rocky, death wish. Death wish. Death wish. The problem right now is homelessness for regular people, and then you got the disrespecting veterans who fought for the country, and guess who's getting $9,000 a month of family, $2,700 a month for a single person. There ain't us, it's the migrants, man. I work in Bryant Park right now, Rocky, because it's more safer. I had to get transferred. But this is what's going on in New York City. Yeah, New York City's getting bad, Donald. It's not good at all. It's horrible living in the city of New York. Now, I moved out of New York, and I moved to Jersey where it's quiet, but I still have to work in New York. It takes like 40 minutes for the ride. And right now, you even got the migrants stealing from stores now. Now they became the thieves now. Now they're stealing from all these stores. And they're hoping not to get caught because these people have no papers. But you're going in stores stealing. You ain't got no papers yet, but you're stealing. And the sad thing about it, the last time that we caught migrants stealing in Bryant Park, they let them go. They let them go. Death wish, yeah. And it's, you know something, Rocky? Escape from New York and Death wish is coming back. That's what's going to happen. Because if everybody knows about New York City, remember Bernard Goetz? They robbed the wrong person, and Bernard Goetz took care of that problem. Bernard Goetz took care of that problem. And what's going to happen, I told my friends and my family, it's about to be another Bernard Goetz. It's about to be another Bernard Goetz because somebody is going to rob or mess with the wrong person in New York, and that's going to be over. Lights out. Lights out. Yeah. Adams, and you know what? Like me and Philly Don was saying, it's Adams, but it's beyond Adams. He's the man, but then you got the governor, and then you got the president. So what they doing, they making this guy the fall guy. I see what's happening, man. You didn't straighten up. You let all of my... Well, there was somebody besides him, somebody else did the same thing. It had to go down from somebody, from the president to the governor to him. New York City's bad, man. It's not a place to live no more. The rent is going up. A little small box, a little studio in Manhattan will cost you $4,500 a month. Well, I'm just talking about what's going on in the city, and now you got people from Jamaica coming to their families' houses in the city, and they're unaliving their family. Drew, what's up, Drew? Oh yeah, Drew, you know what Bernard gets, right? Oh yeah. It's going to be another Bernard get. I'm telling you. Because what's going to happen, citizens are going to get tired of this, and they got to start fighting back. Because a lot of these crooks are doing crooked stuff, even to the law enforcement agents. They go to the courts, and the judges let them out either 3 hours later or the next day. It's going to be another Bernard Getz. I guarantee you, Bernard Getz is coming. Oh yeah, Bernard. Yeah, I know, Drew. You told me you met Bernard Getz. Let me show you some more.
Again, I'm Sandra.
And I'm Bill Ritter. There's no question that crime is up. There's no question that these horrific, high-profile tragedies need to stop. And there's no question that this fear of crime is real and growing.
But there are many questions about how to regain control of our streets, our subways, and our city. And the answer's not easy. Over the next half hour, we are going to examine what could be behind this recent spike in violence, from homelessness and mental health to illegal guns and bail reform.
But perhaps more importantly, we're also looking for solutions, like how neighborhood groups can help fight crime and which reforms need to be reformed again. We'll also provide practical information like how to stay safe and vigilant on the subway, including where to sit and where to stand.
Our coverage begins now with Eyewitness News reporter N.J. Burkett.
Whether it's a residential street in the Bronx or a subway station in Midtown Manhattan, New Yorkers feel more vulnerable tonight than they have in years.
It's just a very sad situation. What's going on in New York City. I hope New York City gets better.
Violent crime has been rising over the past 2 years, with crazed, unstable people in the subways and fearless teenagers with guns. Shootings that once took place in back alleys.
All right, Donna, I'm going to explain to you, Donna, who Bernard Getz. I guess you don't know him. Bernard Getz was a man that was working in Queens, and he's from New York City. He was a college professor. Bernard Getz was coming home from work on the 7 train. 4 knuckleheads, 4 idiots approached him, and they thought they was going to rob him. But Bernard Getz was a licensed carrier in New York. And Bernard Getz fired 4 shots that hit all 4 of them. Okay? Hit all 4 of them. One of them was paralyzed. They all survived, but one became paralyzed. That's who Bernard Getz is. Oh yeah, he was a Jewish guy. He was Jewish. Yes, he was. And Bernard Getz knew his rights. And Bernard Getz had to do what he had to do. And those 4 guys ended up in the hospital, and one ended up paralyzed. Okay? So, actually, Bernard Getz, my brother Drew, actually met him, and he still does live in the city. He still does live in the city. But this is what's going to happen. I'm telling you, it's coming. It's God is my witness. They're going to rob the wrong person, and it's going to be Bernard Getz Part 2. It's going to be Bernard Getz Part 2. Because people in New York are tired. Yeah. Now you remember. Okay, Donna, yeah. Yeah, Donna, yeah. Bernard Getz was not a guy. After that, he was a superhero to people, Bernard Getz. He was a real superhero because people are getting tired of, coming home and have to live in fear. Nobody should have to live like this, man. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Some of the migrants are going to try to do that. They're going to try to start robbing people. And what's going to happen is they're going to get killed. They're going to get unalived. Death Wish. Remember Death Wish? What's going to happen like that? Hold on for 1 minute. Yep, Death Wish. Death Wish. That's what's going to happen. It's coming. How much more are you going to keep taking of all this violence, man? And because the people are scared to go to jail, listen, 2 things. Either I'm going to get home safe, and if somebody tries to rob me, I have to do what I have to do. or somebody gonna take my life. And you're not taking my life. I'm sorry. That's not happening. You are not taking my life. You are not gonna do that. I will do something before you take my life. Straight up. If anybody wants to come in, the link is right here. If anybody wants to come in, I'm gonna put the link. The link is right here. The link is right there if you want to come in. I just put it up. Yeah, Escape from New York. And everybody's been talking about it, Pat. Everybody's been talking the same thing. That it's going to be an escape from New York. Because people are fearing for themselves and the police really are not doing nothing. It's sad. And I understand why they're not doing it. They got pressure on it right now. What's going on, the city of New York got sued so much. They saying, okay, check this out. This is what happens. Any cop that does something, they got to pay for their own lawyer. And if they get sued, it has to come out of their pension. Jose, what's up, brother? It has to come. Yeah, that's the new thing in the city of New York. You can't sue the city no more. You cannot sue the city no more. You can sue the cop. So the cop has to pay to get a lawyer. He has to pay for his own lawyer. And if he loses the case, they got to take whatever money he got and his pension. That's what they're doing right now. Escape to Westchester, Long Island, Rockland, Putnam, Connecticut, New Jersey. Yeah, I live in Jersey. Yes, you can talk. I'm gonna put the live up there. Hold on. I'm gonna put it up there again. Hold on. I got you. Let me put it up for you right now, Jose. Hold on. The link is right there, Jose. It's right there. Right there, Jose. The link is right there. But I'm telling you, that's what's going to go down, man. This whole thing, people think this whole thing is sweet. People are going to start carrying things, and they're going to start protecting themselves because you got to get home to your family, man. But now they telling the cops, listen, if you do something, it's on you now. No more suing the city, and you just walk away. Now, they be able to sue you and take everything you got. You got to pay for your own lawyer and everything. The city says we want nothing to do with it no more. They got sued so much. They scared. They're like, nah, you take care of yourself. So now the cops' hands are tied behind their back, and now they scared to do so. And that's why when they're attacking the cops do nothing because they're scared. They're like, listen, man, they can take everything from me. But the sad thing about it, what if somebody does something to this cop and they fatally kill him? Then what happens then? Jose, I put the link out there for you. That's crazy. That don't make no sense. Now the cops have no backing at all. So now they scared. Yeah, Donna, that's the new rule. That's the new rule in New York City. You cannot sue the city no more. You can't sue the city. You only sue the cop. So he had to pay for his own lawyer, and he has to pay out of his pocket if he loses. They'll just be taking his There he is. Hold on. There he is.
There he is. Can I say something?
Yes, sir. Hold on. Yes, sir. Hold on.
Do I sound good on the microphone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You sound good.
I want everybody who lives in New York to do this. Check channel 2, channel 4, channel 7, the New York Post, 1010 Wins Radio. From the time that you wake up early in the morning until 11:59 p.m. And the magic question is this. Send this great gentleman your comments. Are we really safe in New York City? Listen to the news. In the newspaper, read it. Also on the radio. Just check out the news to see, are we really safe? Some people might say that New York City is the safest place. Those people who say that, they're styling and they're profiling. Crime is always, maybe every hour, maybe every half an hour, but crime is here in New York City. And it's very sad what's happening. And like this great gentleman said, people are afraid to fight back. Why? Because they do not want to go to jail. No one was born to be a victim. No woman was born to be a victim, and no man was born to be a victim. I'm talking about me. Me. I refuse to have another man or little boys put their hands on me. I rather try and de-escalate everything, calm everything down, but I'm not gonna have people put their hands on me, start laughing, put it on social media, and all of that nonsense. I have that right to defend myself. I'm not gonna go home to the family. I'm not gonna go to a hospital hurt because I'm afraid to defend myself. For me, I'm talking about for me, I have the right to defend myself. I'm not gonna be somewhere and let people put their hands on me, and every time that I go out, I have to fear that you're gonna have another clown that might try something, or a whole bunch of clowns. With me, that's not gonna happen. I'm 60 years old, and if I did not let no one do this when I was younger, I'm not gonna let nobody put their hands on me. I will defend myself, no matter what. I'm not gonna call no one, please help me. That doesn't work with me. If I'm not bothering no one, leave me alone. If someone tries something, God forbid, I say God forbid. If someone tries something, whatever happens to them, it is their mistake, and they will regret it. No one should be a victim of a crime. Not saying that people should do that, no. But no one should be a victim. No man and no woman. Why do you think people are moving out of New York City? It's not because the prices are high. It's because they're fed up with the crime. Imagine a man goes to work, and then he has his wife at home taking care of the kids. She's doing a lot of great things. And then he gets a call because you have a degenerate that broke into the house, God forbid. No man wants to hear that. No one wants to have a family member get hurt. Nobody at all. In my honest opinion, like Beretta used to say, don't commit the crime if you can't pay the time. And I've seen videos on TV, people trying to break into the house with hammers, trying to break into the home with hammers. If someone breaks into someone's home, you got the right to defend yourself. We're not gonna be submissive and let someone break in. They have hammers, and they're gonna do basically whatever they wish. That is crazy, especially if someone has a wife and someone has children, and you let the animals and the savages. They're not people. Doesn't matter what nationality. Doesn't matter. You're gonna let people break in and do whatever they want, and then someone has a wife, pre-teenage girls. No way in hell. Like Beretta said, don't commit the crime if you can't pay the time. Some people might not like what I'm saying, but I refuse to be submissive to the animals and to the savages of any nationality that's there. Because you do have a lot of animals out there that are harming innocent, beautiful people in the streets in New York City and in the subways and the different communities. And then you have people who are afraid to report this. It's sad. And a woman shouldn't walk in fear when she goes shopping in the supermarket and stuff like that. It's sad. I refuse to be a victim. No way in hell. I'm 60 years old. You think I'm going to let a little boy who's 17, 18 put his hands on me? He better be ready. Self-defense law. Calm down, Papi. I'm sorry, Papi. You should have thought about it. You should have thought about it, boy, because I'm not the one. Remember, old school, 1986, not new school. Yes, sir.
You heard him, man. You heard him. You heard him. And the thing about it is, I remember when we was young. When we was young, you know, growing up in different places, and the older people used to teach us how to box. The older people used to teach us how to box, man. And now, they don't even do that. The older people used to teach us how to box. They teach us how to box, to defend yourself. It was either somebody in your family or you had somebody teach you how to fight. When you got a lot of these young girls and young kids that want to go to school, that, you know, you thinking either about going to college or taking a trade, and they have to be bullied. You understand me? By these no good people in the streets, man. Something has to be done. Something has to be done. Okay? Something. And the city right now is at an all-time cry, man. The city is begging for help. That's how bad New York. You got New York City. You got Chicago, Illinois. That's bad. You got all of L.A., San Diego, San Francisco. You got Memphis, Tennessee. All these places right now are looking for help, man. Because now you got to get rid of the cancer. Like Jose said, you got to get rid of the cancer, man. There's a lot of cancerous people destroying people's lives. And out in the ghetto, you got what they call gremlins. As Mashawn Denise, please go listen to her. Mashawn Denise, you gotta go. It's beautiful. She always calls these knuckleheads, she calls them gremlins. And that's what they are. They're little terrorists running around. And you got your grandmother. If you still have a grandmother, you got your mothers, your sisters, your uncles out there trying to do the right thing. And you got these little terrorists and gremlins running around doing things. I never thought the day I would see that NYPD, the cops, doing their job, have to go home to their family, or if they don't have a family, still got to go home, being attacked, and the judges are saying, well, let them out. You just attack somebody that's serving the law, and you let these people out in 3 hours or the next day? That don't make sense. They are gremlins, Pat. You're right. That's exactly what Mashawn Denise called them. Gremlins. They walking around starting trouble. And they need to be checked, man. And what's going to happen is, it's going to be, I'm going to repeat myself, another Bernard Getz. And he's going to hurt somebody, man. He's going to hurt somebody. Jose, if you want to say something, come in and say something. You want to say something.
It is tragic what's happening. All of us, we have mothers. Some of us have mothers who are elderly. My mother, may she rest in peace in heaven. She passed away. She was 90 years old. But if she was alive, honestly, and I see someone trying to attack her and she's elderly, my mom, honestly and truthfully, that's where you're going to have the self-defense law. I would defend her to the end. I wouldn't even de-escalate nothing. I would defend her, and whatever happens after that, I would deal with that. Because how am I going to close my eyes and tell the person, please don't hurt my mommy? That doesn't work. This is me. I would defend my mother, case closed, and then whatever happens after that, happens after that. But that's me. But the way things are now, we're like in the 1980s or 79, but in a worse way. People could go inside grocery stores, supermarkets. They could take whatever it is that they want to take. The security guards can't touch them. The manager can't touch them. And when the police do a fantastic job, like always, that they show up, they're released. And a lot of the bad people, they're not afraid because they're going to be released. It's sad. It'll be beautiful when we get rid of the bail reform law, because people are leaving, people are attacking people, and they're going home. And it's tragic what happened to those police officers. They got assaulted. That's tragic. That should have never happened. And then the judge sends these things home, what kind of message is that? We need law enforcement, because without law enforcement, it's a major headache. And law enforcement, they're trained professionals, and they're there to help us. Some people, negative people, may say they're not here to help us. They are here to help us and to protect us. Yes, they're getting paid, but they're putting their lives in danger to help everybody. When people are in danger, who do they call? The police. And other heroes that are out there. You have security guards that are heroes, fantastic. You have the firefighters. They don't know if they're going to go home alive. They do fantastic saving people's lives. You have doctors. You have EMTs. A lot of great people helping us. So we need all of them. So if people say, well, we don't need all of them, the next time that you really need help, take care of yourself.
I just put Michonne Denise's channel up there. Messy Michonne, it's right there. That's a channel, Rocky. That's a channel right there. Messy Michonne. That's a channel. And she talks the same thing. I'm a beautiful woman, man. She don't play. She talks the same thing I talk. She talks the same thing Philly Dom talk. Like, we on the same page. And what I think about Mayor Adams for this doing the city, it's not for him. He's not doing a good job. He's not doing a good. It's like I said, it's more than him, but he's right there running it now. He's not doing a good job. He's not doing a good job. He's the one that got on TV and said, "Oh, we'll take these migrants," and he brought them right in. And look at the chaos that it brought. Look at the chaos it brought. They're getting all the perks, and they're getting like a family's getting like $9,000 a month. I think a single person's getting like $2,700 a month. You mean to tell me you couldn't have gave money to the people that's in the streets right now? You couldn't have gave money to the Marines, the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, the one that goes in and fights for this country, fights for this damn country, comes home either missing limbs or they die there. You forgot about them. Or what about the people that's working but really can't pay their rent? You couldn't have gave us more stimulus checks? You couldn't have did that? Yo, you gave the money to them. So they're more important than us. That's what you're telling us. Let's just keep it real and keep it funky. So you didn't think the city was going to get bad? You didn't think people with mental issues? That's another thing. There's a lot of mentally ill people out here that everybody's forgetting about. These people are mentally messed up and they're doing things to harm other people and harm themselves. Nothing's being done. But the migrants come in and get the money, though. That's what they... Yeah. Yes, sir. This is great. Listen, I'm telling y'all right now, a lot of y'all may not agree with me, but check this out. We need Donald Trump right back where he belongs. That's just the way it is, because Trump would have never let this go down. Not this way, no. And he warned us. He said that this was going to happen, and it's happening right now. He warned us. And now all the cities are suffering. Everybody's suffering right now, except them. We're suffering right now. Let me tell you something. When 9/11 hit, 101 security officers died in the World Trade Center, and nothing was said about it. Very disrespectful. 101 that was saving people. Security officers died in that both of the buildings. Nobody said nothing about it. When this pandemic came out, you know how many security officers and public safety officers got killed for asking people, please put on your mask, and they was killed for it? They was killed for this. We do our job the best way we possibly can, and we still get crapped on. Police officers can't even go to work without being harmed, and they can't do nothing because now their hands are tied, because if I do something, now they take my whole life. My whole life savings, pension, everything is gone. Yes, Yvette, yes. This is horrible what's going on here. And nobody's saying nothing. I mean, the only one that's starting to push it is Philly Dom, Mashawn Denise, me. You got Philip Scott. You got a lot of Philip Scott is pushing it. So there's people that's trying to push this right now, man. There's people right now that's trying to push this right now. There are people right now. Jose, you wanted to say something? Hold on.
I would like to say something to everybody who's listening. I want everybody from New York City first. Check out all your news channels from the time that you wake up until 11:59 p.m. on this channel that this great gentleman has. Let him know how crime is. What have you read? Or what have you saw on TV? Or what have you heard? I'm curious. Let him know everything. How crime is in New York City. Because it's the voice of the people that make a difference. Because you got a lot of people out there. They'll style and talk on. They'll say, well, New York City is the safest place in the planet Earth. So those people who are saying that, let's mute them. Go to channel 2, 5, 7, 11, 10 minutes. Just check out how the crime is until 11:59 p.m. and share that. Take them in here. Let's see what's really happening in New York City. Because people don't say, well, this is the best place to live. Let's see what's the truth. Sometimes people say stuff and there's a lot of hot air so they could feel good and look good in front of other people. But it's better to say the truth, even if it hurts. And if we hurt people's feelings, tough luck. But it's about safety for everybody. Everybody deserves safety. Not someone styling and profiling. Well, New York City is the safest place on the planet. That is bull.
Yeah, we have to start standing together, man, before it's over, man, because I think Philly Dom said one thing last night on his live, and I kind of it was matter of fact, it wasn't him, it was the other brother that called in. He's another YouTuber. I forgot his name, good guy. And he said what they're doing, they're bringing these migrants in to replace us. They're bringing them in to replace us. This is what they're doing. They're bringing these people in to replace us because they know that the people are not going to stand for making minimum wage where rent costs $1,500 a month, $2,000 a month. Then you got to pay for your food. Then you got to pay for your gas and electric. Then you got to pay for your necessities, like your clothes. Then you got to pay to get to work off of $15 an hour, $20 an hour. So they know that the migrants don't care. The migrants are going to work. And like he said, the brother, yeah, facts, yeah, Pat, yeah. Yep, you're right about that. You're right about that, Pat. They're trying to bring him here to replace us, man, because they're going to work for nothing. Yeah, it's a big business, of course. They're going to work for nothing, bro. They're not going to, how are you in 2023, Lord spare my life to see 2024, how are you going to take care of yourself off the minimum wage they're paying us? And you have to pay all these bills and rent and everything else. $15 an hour is not going to cut it. It's not going to happen. So what they're going to do, they're going to bring these people in to replace us. And, the brother that's I forgot his name, he's a good YouTuber, traveling guy. He was the one that brought that up on Philly Dom's show. And I said, yeah, you're right. You are exactly right. They're trying to be here to replace us. Oh, they don't want to do the work? Well, these people, they come from a poor country. They never had that. Let's give the jobs to them, man. And they're slowly pushing people out of the neighborhoods. This is what they're slowly doing. Pushing people out, pushing people out, pushing people out. This is what they're doing. Anybody else want to come in? Come in. Come in. Anybody else want to come in? The link is there. You're all invited to come in. You invite to come and put the link out. I'll copy the link. And whoever else wants to come in, they can come in. There go the link. Whoever else wants to come in, you can jump in. It should be, the link should be right there. But that's what's going on. That's exactly what's going on. Let me see something. The link is right there. Link is right there for whoever else want to come in. But this is what they're doing. I mean, when he said that, everybody else said the same thing. That's kind of true, man. They're trying to replace us, man. But you know what's going to happen? American people ain't going to let that happen. They'll snap out before that happens. American people will snap out before they let somebody just come in. It's going to go back to where the old unions was like, listen, man, we going on strike, but ain't nobody going to come into work, though. Yeah, ain't nobody going to come into work, though. I can tell you right now. We going on strike, but nobody will come over this line to take our jobs. And that's how the unions did it back then. They didn't play around. They didn't play. They did not play around at all. Yeah, true. Yeah, Yvette. Yeah, I remember them days. Yeah, I remember them days. What? Them unions did not play around. We going on strike. We want more money, but I bet you ain't going to hire nobody else because if they walk across this line, it's going to be a problem. I remember them unions. Everybody else remember? Yeah, I remember them unions. Yeah. So, anybody else want to say something? You coming? Come about to end the live.
Can I say
anybody
something?
Anybody else want to come in?
Say something, sir. Am I on the air? I would love to say this to everyone who's in any state. We're going to have Christmas Eve pretty soon, New Year's, and Christmas Day. I know everybody's shopping, getting food, seeing Santa for the toys for the beautiful children all over the states. So whenever everyone has to travel, don't travel alone, because that's what the negative element wants. They want to see people by themselves so they could try and do something, God forbid. Don't go out by yourself. Have a couple of people, maybe some of your uncles, maybe some of your cousins, maybe some of your sisters, older people. But don't travel alone, because for the holidays, the way things are going, it doesn't look good. I hope that this is the best holiday, that nothing happens to no one, never. But don't travel alone. Make sure that you're with some of the people that you know. Great family, great friends that you know that you can trust. Safety. And remember, you guys are very important, and no one has the right to put their hands on nobody. Nobody. They're not your fathers, they're not your uncles, they're not your family. They do not have the right to put their hands on you. Nobody does.
Thank you, Jose, for coming on again. It's always a pleasure, man. And thanks for everybody for coming on. I put out Mashawn Denise's channel, Messy Mashawn. I did put it out there. Thanks, salute to my brother Philly Dom and Mashawn Denise. All the people, Philip Scott, all the people out there that's pushing this. You know what I'm saying? If you want to know about traveling Brazil, go to Brazilian Yes. Another good brother, Brazilian Yes. Tell you about how to go to Brazil and chill it out and all that. So just everybody be safe today. Be safe, and salute to everybody for supporting me. Like, share, subscribe to my channel, hit that like, man, and leave a comment, man. I'm out of here. Salute to everybody. Peace.